We have a new deadline when it comes to $2,000 stimulus checks. Wow, there's been a lot of news today, so let's recap exactly what's happened over the last 24 hours and bottom line, will we get these $2,000 stimulus checks or not? We're also going to explain a new deadline that has been set for these $2,000 stimulus checks. Welcome back, everyone. My name's Andrew, and thank you for taking the time for watching. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I post updates almost daily. I'd also like to thank my sponsor, Webull. They've partnered with me to provide free stocks for my viewers, valued up to $1,600. It's completely free and takes 2 minutes. All you need to do is open an account using my link. The link is in the description of this video, just below the like button. Feel free to sell the stocks immediately to use the money if you'd like. Just make sure to open an account and then click on the green button that says Get Free Stocks. Trump today said $2,000 checks ASAP. But first, let's quickly cover the fact that obviously the smaller stimulus checks are being sent out already, and you can track your payment at irs.gov/getmypayments. If you want to find it, just Google irs.gov get my payment and make sure you click on that very first link. That's the official IRS website. A lot of people are being scammed by these fake websites, but let me know in the comments if you received your stimulus check yet. That is really good news. This is help. These small checks are some level of help, but of course, we're still waiting for these larger $2,000 stimulus checks. And of course, Trump continues to push for these larger checks. Bernie Sanders as well. And Bernie Sanders just called out Mitch McConnell. He said, all of a sudden, Mitch McConnell and Senate Republicans are worried that someone in America might get a $2,000 check who, quote unquote, does not need it. Funny, they had no problem giving a $1.4 billion tax break to Charles Koch and his family. They have a net worth of $113 billion. What a hypocrisy. Guys, let me know in the comments if you agree with Bernie. Now, whether you vote Democrat or Republican, it's hard to disagree with this because Republicans consistently say we need the stimulus package to be targeted. And this is one reason why they don't want these larger stimulus checks. They keep saying, hey, this package is not targeted enough and these $2,000 checks is not targeted. It's too much. But at the same time, they give hundreds of billions of dollars, honestly trillions of dollars in tax breaks to billionaires. So let me know in the comments if you agree with Bernie. Nancy Pelosi today tweeted that she was having her weekly press conference. Again, she covered a lot of things, including Biden's incoming administration. But one thing she said is that she's urging McConnell specifically to bring these $2,000 checks to a vote. And she reiterated the fact that the House brought this to a vote a few days ago and approved this. The House approved these $2,000 checks. So let's cover exactly what's happening with these checks and the new deadline that's been set to have these approved. Well, Mitch, as most of you know, brought out a counteroffer. And the good news was that his counteroffer did include $2,000 stimulus checks, but it included a couple of things that Democrats say is a no-go and is a deal breaker. But let's see what that includes, why he included it, the deadline that's coming, and what needs to happen in order to have these checks approved. Well, he included a couple of demands that Trump said he wanted. First of all, he wants Section 230 repealed. And I know a lot of people don't really care too much of this, but it is implicated with stimulus and it does affect that. So basically, McConnell wants to include this in the bill. He also wants to include the fact that the government will set up an election security committee which will review the results of this last presidential election. And that is mainly to appease Trump because, as you know, he keeps fighting the results. And just to be clear, this would not change the results of the election. Now, Mitch McConnell does not believe this would change the results as none of these cases made it to large courts. But this is more of a signal that would legitimize Trump's message that he actually did not lose this election. But in any case, those are the two main things that McConnell put in that bill. Democrats, of course, said this was a complete deal breaker. And just to be clear, Section 230, repealing that would essentially give Trump the power to sue Twitter and other social media companies for censoring his tweets and whatever he posts. That is one of the main reasons Trump wants to repeal this. Of course, also because there is a chance that other countries like Russia and China are spreading misinformation on social media sites. But for the purposes of this video and stimulus, the main reason that Trump wants to repeal it is because he thinks Twitter is treating him unfairly. Well, what is it going to take to get these $2,000 stimulus checks approved, and what exactly is the deadline? Well, first of all, The Georgia Senate seat elections coming up on January 5th, that is the main leverage that Trump and basically Democrats have to pass these $2,000 stimulus checks. Now let me explain. There are 2 seats in the Senate up for election in Georgia on January 5th. If Democrats win both of these seats, they will take control of the Senate, at which point they'll control the Senate, the House, and the White House, which would set us up not only to get massive stimulus approved, but also have a D.C. controlled by Democrats for the next 2 years. Now, obviously, McConnell wants to avoid this, and he is on record as saying that one of the reasons that Republicans in Georgia have been hit hard in the polls is because they did not pass a stimulus package. Now, they did pass that small package now, but these Senate Republicans in Georgia are in support of Trump's demand for $2,000 stimulus checks. Now, will that be enough? Just the fact that they are saying, hey, we want these checks approved, will that be enough for the people to vote for them? Or do we actually need these checks approved? That is the question. Because if Mitch McConnell truly believes that he needs to approve those larger checks in order to win those Senate seats in Georgia, he will do it. Now, that is the main leverage point that we have here. Of course, Bernie Sanders is also in the mix, and that is in regards to the fact that Trump vetoed the National Defense Spending Bill. Now, let's cover exactly how this National Defense Bill is tied in with stimulus and will affect whether or not we get this stimulus approved. And this has created a deadline for this Saturday because Bernie Sanders has said that he will not let the Senate vote on this National Defense Bill unless they bring the $2,000 checks to a vote. Now, let me clarify. There are 2 bills at play here. One is the $2,000 checks that House Democrats already voted on and approved in the House. That is one that Bernie Sanders wants McConnell to bring to a vote in the Senate, but Mitch McConnell will not do so because there actually is a chance that it could be approved because Democrats only need about a dozen Republicans to vote yes in the Senate to get this fully approved. And there's already about 6 or 7 Republicans who said they would, and a lot of people believe that they would get the votes. Now, McConnell does not want this. He does not want $2,000 stimulus checks approved unless he gets the other things included in his bill that I just covered. So why doesn't McConnell just bring that bill to a vote? Why doesn't McConnell bring his own bill to a vote in the Senate? Well, he can't. Now, the way these things are set up and the rules of this type of legislation are that these types of bills actually have to originate in the House. So basically, Mitch McConnell's bill was just a signal. Hey, this is what we want. Pelosi, you need to pass this in the House first, and then we'll pass it in the Senate, and then Trump will sign it. Of course, Pelosi completely rejected that, but just to clarify, the reason that's not coming to a vote in the Senate is because he cannot do so because of what I just said. So Bernie Sanders has said, you know what? We're not going to vote on this national defense bill until you vote on the $2,000 stimulus checks, which the House already voted on and approved. So what happens if Bernie Sanders refuses to let the national defense bill come to a vote? Well, this is similar to what he did with the last stimulus check. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, Bernie Sanders said, hey, you know what? We're staying here through Christmas and no one's going home until we approve stimulus checks. Well, of course, Bernie kind of pulled back on that. They passed the smaller stimulus checks and he said, you know what? That's fine. But in this case, he's threatening the same thing and saying, we're going to stay here through New Year's. And that's great. And let me know in the comments below if you like Bernie and if you like the fact that he's sticking up for the people getting these stimulus checks. Personally, I think it's great. And whether or not you like Bernie in general, he has been great for stimulus checks for the people. Let me know in the comments if you agree. But currently, what's happening is that Trump vetoed this national defense spending bill. And now the House actually just voted to override Trump's veto. And now the Senate wants to vote on overriding that veto as well, which would then put the national defense spending bill into effect and allow the defenses of our nation to be intact. Obviously, that's very important. Now, how long can Bernie delay this vote? So basically, how long can Bernie deny them the vote for the national defense bill? Well, that is why the deadline is Saturday, because despite the fact that Bernie says he wants to continue to deny the vote on the defense bill until stimulus is brought to a vote, he can only do so until Saturday, guys. So unfortunately, he cannot do that continuously, which would essentially be a filibuster, basically preventing the vote long enough to where basically they give up and it never gets done. He cannot do that. He only has until Saturday. And that is why this Saturday is the deadline to get these $2,000 stimulus checks approved, because once that national defense spending bill is approved this Saturday, we are going to lose one large piece of leverage that we have to get these stimulus checks approved. Now, with that said, we do still have the Georgia elections on January 5th. That is another deadline down the road that we have, but this first coming deadline is Saturday, at which point the national defense spending bill will be approved and we will lose a large piece of leverage, guys. So McConnell is risking this Georgia election if he does not approve stimulus checks. If he does not approve these larger $2,000 stimulus checks, McConnell is risking losing these 2 seats in the Senate in Georgia and therefore risking losing control of the Senate. That is a major gamble that a lot of experts think he is not willing to take. So a lot of people think McConnell is bluffing, that he will fold and approve these larger stimulus checks to win those seats in the Senate. And if he doesn't, and if Democrats win those 2 seats in the Senate, they will control the Senate, control the House, and then be set to approve massive stimulus next year. This might be our only hope to get these $2,000 stimulus checks. And this is all with the promise that Biden has made to approve an even larger stimulus package next year. As all of you know, Biden has said he would approve another package with larger stimulus checks, assumed to be $1,200, another unemployment boost, which he has said he would approve $600 per week in unemployment boost throughout the pandemic, which is expected to last the majority of 2021, more money for rental assistance, an extension of the eviction moratorium, an extension of the student loan payment freeze, as well as potentially even $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. Biden even wants to include a $200 per month stimulus boost for those on Social Security, guys. But with that said, we will have updates daily on the $2,000 stimulus check negotiations, the unemployment boost, as well as rental assistance. And some good news, Governor Cuomo announced that those in New York will begin receiving the unemployment boost as early as next week. And this is amazing news because a lot of states are expected to take 1 to even 2 or 3 weeks to implement this boost. But if you're from New York, guys, let me know in the comments, because you should begin to receive your payments the week of January 3rd. As far as other states, this is on a state-by-state basis. So the best thing you can do is log into your unemployment insurance portal, and your state should give you a specific update on exactly when your unemployment boost will start coming. Even if it takes a couple of weeks to be implemented, you will receive that back pay to December 27th. So although those payments might be delayed, you will be getting them for starting this week, if that kind of makes sense, okay? As far as the rental assistance, how do you apply for this? Well, guys, unfortunately, there is not a lot of guidance or information yet on exactly how to apply for this rental assistance, because $25 billion was included in rental assistance in this last stimulus package. Again, this is on a state-by-state basis, and even worse, it's actually on a county-by-county basis. So as of now, we don't have a lot of guidance on exactly how to apply for that, but the best thing you can do is contact your local housing authority. So the best thing you can do is Google your county housing authority and call that number so you can contact them, and they might be able to give you a little more clarity. But as more guidance is released, I will have updates on exactly how to apply for this rental assistance, guys. But with that said, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for supporting my channel. It really means the world to me, and I really do appreciate every single view. My thoughts go out to each and every one of you during this hardship. I've had so many comments from people who truly deserve the help. And if you're watching this video, you're probably going through a difficult season in your life. Just know that you will get through this and you will be in a better place. Stay strong out there and keep taking steps towards a better tomorrow. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.